Hello and welcome to another episode of Diet Culture Can Fork Off. And in today's episode, I'm going to talk a little bit more about journaling. I'm going to make this a bit of a little series, a mini series about journaling, practicing gratitude, all that kind of stuff, because it's something I practice a lot myself. And I wasn't always into it as well. I had my doubts, and it's something I do teach inside my coaching. Because journaling isn't all woo-woo, like it just means that maybe you haven't explored it or haven't been taught it in a way that works for you yet. Because let's be honest, okay, journaling does get a reputation of being this like soft, floaty, woo-woo spiritual girl thing, like the satin pajamas, the candles everywhere, the perfect morning routine. And for most of us, we're like, I'm lucky if I remember to like where I left my coffee, to be honest. So today I just want to really strip back journaling, and like without the fluff, without the perfection, without the like, everything has to be perfect and I'm all woo woo and like floaty dresses and like, all that stuff. I want to like be real talk with it, okay? Because there are so many benefits of journaling. That I think sometimes some of us are like, well, I don't really connect with that kind of stuff, that spiritual stuff, so I'm not into it. But there's actually a lot of research behind how this can actually help. So I want to talk to you in a way that, that we can find that will actually stick. So I said a lot of people do struggle with this, and it is normal. Like most women I speak to, they fall into one of these categories. Like, you bought the journal and you just stare at the blank page and nothing happens, and then it ends up gathering dust on a shelf. Or you try it but it just feels like homework and it just feels like a chore, like you're not connecting with it. Some are like, oh, I don't have time for that long morning ritual, that like I'm already busy, I don't have time to like write things down in the morning. For some it can feel like too emotional, like you don't know what to write. And this is all all normal. So I can't speak now. This is all normal. Like journaling isn't supposed to be like a massive essay that you write. It's just simply giving your brain like a place to land instead of like it's spinning and you overthinking. Like we're very much in our head. If you're someone like myself, which you probably are if you're listening to this podcast, that gets stuck in like thoughts going round and round and round in your head, like your brain is busy and it's like bah, 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 the whole time. Because absolutely my brain is like that, and a lot of women I see do exactly the same. That you've got so much going on in your head, so it's a way to just get it all out. But it's finding a way that works for you that is absolutely key. Like I have different ways to journal at different times that work for me, depending on maybe what's going on in my life right now, depending on my mood. So yeah, it definitely can change depending on how you feel. Like it doesn't have to be this struggle or this chore. You don't have to spend like half an hour, 20 minutes, right? Honestly, sometimes I just write a few sentences and then I'm like, okay, that's it. That's all I need to just get out. Like, just have fun with it, I think is the biggest thing. But we feel like, oh no, I have to do it right. Again, perfectionist mindset coming in. I have to do it this way. I have to try and do it right. And that's not exactly, that's not what it's about. So I'm going to talk to you about the real reason. What's the matter with me this morning? The real reason that journaling can really help, like the science behind it, okay? Not the woo-woo. We're talking about the actual research. So from, I always talk about like go to PubMed to look at the research. And this is like something that has come up on a few articles that I have read. So the research does show that writing down your thoughts reduces the activity in the right, see if I can say this word now, the amygdala, the part of your brain that is linked to stress. Like, look, I'm not very good at reading like scientific words. I'm never claiming to be. I'm not a science person, okay? I'm just real talk here. So anyway, it's the part of your brain that's linked to stress and emotional overwhelm, okay? So it actually reduces the activity in that part of your brain. So expressive writing has also been shown to improve emotional regulation and decrease rumination. That's that spiral thinking so many of us get stuck in. And like I said, I'm the same. Like going over and over and over and over things in your head. So being able to write these things down can improve those things like the emotional regulation and decrease that spiral thinking. Also, the gratitude practice, and I would say like just 3 quick things, very simple, can help improve your sleep, your mood, and your resilience as well. It's also very grounding. I just find it's very grounding, and outcomes show even once or twice a week can create benefits. So that's another thing. Like, we don't have to be perfect, and I would say to my clients, like, you don't have to journal every single day. Like, if you are journaling, it's gonna make a difference. So yeah, we don't, I always think there's times where I do journal every day because I need it. I need that grounding. If I'm going through moments of stress, a moment of low mood, feeling overwhelmed, I will double down on my journaling. But you don't have to do it every single day if it's not going to fit in your life. I always talk about this. Like, it's finding ways that fit into your life. So your brain literally calms down when it sees your thoughts on the paper. It moves from that chaos, overthinking, spinning around into some clarity. So it's like getting out from the mental world and putting it in the physical world. It's not woo woo. It's literally it's neuroscience. It's something there's a big part of what I do with my one-to-one clients on honouring your energy. And it's a module I do, and I talk about how to get out those thoughts onto paper and then how to sift through them to create your to-do lists and things like that. But it's I won't go too much into it because obviously that's for my one-to-one clients, but that is a tool that we talk about quite a lot. Like I said, journaling doesn't need to be, I think, like I said, there's this misconception around journaling, or people don't know where to start with it, which I'll talk about in a minute. But where people do go wrong with journaling, they think it has to be perfect. Like I said, this perfect, what if I write the wrong thing, or how am I meant to be doing it if I got to do it like this? I guess I help a lot of people with this perfectionist mindset, and there's a lot of people that when I say, oh, have you done journaling before? They're like, yeah, but I'm not sure if I do it right. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be perfect. There's no right or wrong. It's finding what works for you. Just write things that come up. I don't read back what I write. Some of it's scribbles and I can't even read it. And sometimes it just doesn't even make sense, okay? It's just literally just getting up, writing down the words that come into my head, as and when they do. But just write it down. Whatever comes up, just write it down. If you skip words or your spelling's not perfect, it doesn't matter. No one else is reading it. No one is judging you. This is just for you. This is just for you to get it out into the physical world. And I cannot express how much of a difference that makes. Okay, just getting it out into the physical world. For some as well, like I said, with people thinking they're going wrong with it, is thinking they need to do it every day. Like I said, you don't need to. 3 times a week, even 2 times a week. It doesn't matter. Just do what fits you. So you do not need to do it every day. Get rid of that perfectionist mindset. Also, some people would choose I'll talk a bit more about journaling prompts. And I know if you have joined up for my December journaling prompts, then you'll know what these mean. But some people set these prompts that are too big, too emotional. You need to just keep it simple, just gentle prompts that repeat as well, because you'll find some prompts mean more to you than others, and that's okay. I help a lot with journal prompts in my coaching for different things. Maybe it's around body image, sometimes it's around food, sometimes it's around achievement, self-doubt, perfectionism. We've got so many. But I'm pick out the ones that mean something to you, because there will be some that doesn't quite land, or you don't know what it quite means to you, and that's okay, because sometimes it could be the way it's worded as well. We all interpret things differently. So it's really finding about what does actually connect with you, what aligns with you, and then just create your own that suit you. I think some people as well, they expect instant transformation, but journal prompts are all about helping you reframe. reframe and rewiring your mind, which is what I talk about a lot. And that doesn't happen overnight. It's that repeat, repeat, repeat. And I know some of my clients are there like, oh, I'm just saying the same thing every day, like answering these questions in the same way every day. And I'm like, but that's fine, because the more you repeat, the more you're gonna strengthen that neuro pathway in your mind, and that's what's going to make the change. And then one day they're like, oh my god, it's all starting to click. so that's, I'm like, yeah, repeat, repeat, repeat. It doesn't matter. There's also the, don't forget that journaling, it's just it's a skill. It's not a personality trait. It's a skill to learn. Again, like I said, finding what ways work for you, explore it. I love the word exploring, because I find if you're try this, try that, it sounds like, oh, boring. But if you're I'm going to explore this, I'm going to explore what works for me and how I can tailor this to work for myself. So use that word. You can take it from me. Use the word explore. See how that lands. But yeah, journaling isn't your personality. You don't need to become that girl, that Insta highlight reel with all your shit together. Oh, look at me with my, morning coffee in my perfect house, in my perfect journal, writing it down. It's not realistic, let's be honest. Literally, mine is my notebook that I have next to me, and I do my journaling when I start work. Because the morning can be a bit nuts at times. And, get home, go to the gym first thing, get home, have my breakfast. Sometimes I got to run around helping Alex find his stuff for work as well. So, if you're running around in the morning helping others get ready, you don't have that moment to yourself. So I would say and I said this to my clients before, you don't have to do it first thing in the morning. Find that little break in the day that's right for you. So my notebook is actually by my desk. So as soon as I sit down for work, before I open up my laptop, I just write down in my journal for the day. So just take that moment. Doesn't, like I said, it's messy. It doesn't have to make sense. It's okay. You just need a pen, some paper, and a moment of just being honest with yourself. So I'm going to help you with a bit of an easy method here, right? Okay. So I'm going to give you a 3-minute method. A really simple format to start you on your journaling journey. Oh, that's I don't know if that's the thing. A journaling journey. Anyway, so your 3-minute method. Number one sentence on how you're feeling right now. Okay, so write down how you're feeling right now. Next, 1 sentence on what you need today. What do you need to get out of today? Okay, and that could be what you need today. It could be what you need emotionally. It could be what you need physically, what you need mentally. This could change from day to day as well. So and again, no right or wrong here. Just whatever comes up. When someone asks you that question, what do you need today? What is the first thing that comes up? Because that's the thing, okay? And don't overthink it. There's no right or wrong. Because that's what you do. This thing comes up in our head and then we're like, oh no, but that wasn't the right answer. And then you start overthinking it and spiraling. No. Just write down the first thing that comes up. The last one 1 sentence that reminds you who you are, okay? So I'll just repeat those. 1 sentence on how you're feeling right now, 1 sentence on what you need today, and then 1 sentence on that reminds you who you are, okay? So this is really quick, it's doable, and it builds that self-awareness without overwhelming you, and it stops that all or nothing spiral as well before it starts. For my clients that are very busy and they hardly get any time to actually write down, I do say think about these things. Don't have to write them down. When you're getting ready in the shower, just go through this. How am I feeling today? What do I need today? What reminds me of who I am? Okay, so that's it. So next, we're going to add some gratitude. Sprinkle of gratitude in. Gratitude is something that is very, very important. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's not about training your brain to it's not about pretending that everything is perfect. It's not pretending that everything's I hate toxic positivity. So it's not about that. It's about training your brain to notice what supports you not what drains you, and actually like what we can be grateful for that we have in our lives right now. And I find this really, really helpful when I'm having a moment of stress, overwhelm, thinking that I catastrophize. I've talked about this before. If I'm having a moment of catastrophizing, this is what grounds me. This is gratitude grounds you. It brings you back to being like, do you know what? Actually, I'm really grateful for the things that I have. And there are things, okay? Even when you're in the deepest, darkest moments, there are things that you can be grateful for. So, around the research about it, like gratitude journaling increases that dopamine and serotonin. That's the feel good neurotransmitters in your brain. And studies show that gratitude reduces depressive symptoms as well and increases long-term well-being. So, and it's actually something that I'll be putting into the Misfit coaching as well, because you're going to be using it inside the Misfit program. Like I said, not to be positive. This isn't about toxic positivity, but it's about building resilience. It's about grounding you and to help you stop abandoning yourself when life gets messy, because we can lose ourselves. Like if you're focusing on the negatives, thinking our world is crumbling, when you're in that mindset, like I said, the catastrophizing, I do it, don't worry. Like I'm a human. But this is what helps me bring me back, and like I said, if I'm in a moment of struggle, gratitude is something I go straight to. Like I practice my gratitude. So things like, I always say 3 things that you're grateful for, okay? And that could be anything. Roof over your head, the food in your fridge, the family around you, the support. Like there are things that you can be grateful for, even when you're feeling like everything is very negative. And like I said, this isn't about going like everything's going to be fine now because I practice my gratitude. It just helps ground you and brings you back to yourself and your body and being like, do you know what? I can do this. I can get through whatever I'm going through because I've got this behind me, So hopefully that makes sense. But do you know what? I'm going to I know I talked about at the beginning that I wasn't always into journaling. But for years, I thought journaling wasn't for me. I thought, I don't get it. What is this woo-woo? I struggled with it. I was like, well, I don't understand it. I don't understand why writing down is going to help me feel better. But there's actually a very good friend of mine that got me into it. She's like, do you know what? Because I was going through a really tough time. I used to struggle really bad with anxiety. It's something that I've done a lot of work on over the last 5 years, which has helped me build up the tools in Empower as well. Just before I became a coach, really, is when I started working on it. But anyway, journaling actually really helped. And it just helped me be able to express how I was feeling, get out what I was feeling, because it was spinning around my head. And then I'd go into a little spiral, then I'd catastrophize, and then I'd feel shit and depressed, and it all kind of ties hand in hand. So being able to just journal and express those thoughts, because I always find being able to talk can help me process things, but sometimes you can't talk, and sometimes you can't have, you don't have the people around you to talk to. So journaling definitely helped me in those moments. But what really helped as well was learning and exploring it more throughout the years, and learning different ways of journaling, different prompts, different things that can help me in different moments. And that's why I've created so many different ones in Empower. And I tailor them as well for my one-to-one clients. We'll work on certain prompts as well that will help them. And then we create little journal prompts for them, which I love doing, because it's really, really powerful when you can find those sentences, those questions that can help you through something that you're struggling with. Like I said, around body image, maybe it's around emotional eating, maybe it's around the perfectionist mindset, the all or nothing. There's so many different things that you can be working through that these prompts will help with. So, like I said, this episode is all about helping you explore journaling. Like journaling doesn't have to, it's not toxic positivity and it's not pretending everything is fine. It's about meeting the real you, the one who's been buried under the pressure, the noise, the self criticism, the catastrophizing. So if you do want help sticking to this, if you want some like easy journal prompts and actual support, then obviously my Misfit Club does start on the 5th of Jan. And also I do have my deeper personal guidance, and I've got one-to-one spaces open as well. But you can come and join me. You don't have to figure this out alone. Just give me a DM or click the links below this episode, and I'm always here to help. So hopefully that you can get exploring with your journaling now. I'd love to hear how you get on.